The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are not necessarily representative of the coalition or any other entity. This content is intended for mature audiences only.
Throwdown. What's going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 167. I'm your host, Tony Polanco. I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
People, how's it going?
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
What up?
Brian Manjoma.
Back from the Kingsman, baby.
And Adam Vale.
What's up, people? What's up? You chilling on the internet?
Yo. All right.
Right, the internet response.
Yeah, right. Brett will join us in a little bit. I think he was doing some Mason shit again.
Who keeps
fix the road.
aliens under wraps? Who keeps the metric system back? We do.
That shit is funny. All right, little bit of a weird show today because we got some topics for you guys, obviously, but not a lot happened. So I'm gonna call this the fuck it show. Anything kind of goes. But before we start, we got to talk about this whole YouTube drama that happened, man. God damn. Okay, so for you guys who don't know, YouTube has once again moved the goalpost. Of who could be partnered. So now you need 4,000 hours in total for a year and 1,000 subscribers. If you don't have that, you're gonna be gone kind of from the partners thing starting February 20th. Right now, the reason we're telling you all this is because it almost affected us, right?
Yes.
Basically, what happened was we got the email that everybody else did, right? It said Throwdown Central, TD Central is going to be disqualified, blah, blah, blah. You saw me on Twitter. I was pissed and shit. And I was talking to the fellas, and Manny was like, hey, what if TD Central, the main channel, is the one that's demonetized, but Throwdown is not? So I think that's what's going on right now,
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, we actually do have another main channel, which is called TD Central. And Throwdown Show or Throwdown is actually just an offshoot channel from that. So like if you know about YouTube, you can actually make multiple different channels, as long as you have your main things. TD Central is like where everything is really connected to. So that's where we're thinking the email came from.
Yeah, because
we have absolutely no videos on TD Central, and it's just there because we didn't want to have a channel called Throwdown TD Central.
Yeah, and then because Carlos specifically crunched the numbers. It's like, because remember the minimum is 4,000 hours in a year. We've got 29,000 hours, not 2,900, 29,000 in the year, and obviously we have 1,381 right now subscribers. So we're like, we meet the criteria. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
So for now we're good because we were at the point, and it still may happen, where we were like, fuck this YouTube show. We're just gonna go on Twitch now. Still may happen. But right now everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna really find out on February 20th if they pull the plug or not. Because
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that there's also, because we contacted them twice already. Once about like, what is the distinction between TD Central and Throwdown? Do you make a distinction? We got some bullshit canned answer, right? And then we also asked about the money situation, because it turns out we've made more money than we actually thought we did. We haven't gotten paid for shit. We only got one payment, and that's it. So we're like
something like from August or April that we got that for.
Yeah, we got paid because they're supposed to pay you in $100 increments, right? If that's the case, we should have been paid 2 more times after the initial one. We made good money, so it's like, okay, because hey, just being real right now, we made a good decent amount of money thanks to you guys in the super chats. Shout out, man.
Thank you guys for the little tips here and there. It definitely helps. That money, at least for last year, went to pay all of our little services, which was to keep our SoundCloud up for you, for those of you who are listening to us on SoundCloud, as well as our domain name, which is, if you bothered to see it, it's was it the Throwdown or something, whatever, I can't remember the name of it, but the URL does keep if you ever do hit that URL, it always hits you all the way to the SoundCloud. So, but thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, pretty awesome. And having all that money opens possibilities up, but YouTube needs to actually pay us. We
would love to get it to a point where we're making at least a little bit of money, so where we don't have situations like we did with our last year's Game of the Year awards, that sort of thing, where you have situations like, some of us haven't played all the same games. So wouldn't it be nice if all of us actually got to play a lot of the games from the year, and we're able to, actually figure out which one was the best of the year, as opposed to just putting our favorites or the ones that we just played.
Yeah. Silver Sky, he goes, "How late am I? You're 6 minutes late." We just started, bro. Don't worry about it. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would be the goal. And it's like, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but it's like, imagine if by the end of the year we could start buying games that were Game of the Year. By that point, they'd be cheap as shit. Get a couple of guys' games, we could all play them, and then we can have a better judgment, of what actually is the collective Game of the Year for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So that's when money opens up. But these motherfuckers need to pay us first. That's the first thing.
Yo, man, you gotta pay me.
Give me that cash. Give
me the gas.
So yeah, just so you guys know, for now we are good. We're not going anywhere yet, but we'll see. Because again, they could shift the ground beneath us again. YouTube loves to do that shit, and all because of And I said this too when that whole Logan Paul thing happened. I'm like, watch YouTube overreact again, and they did it. They fucking did it.
But the funny thing about this sort of stuff, right, is it doesn't if I don't know who they're trying to affect. See.
Yeah,
because it doesn't affect anybody like Logan Paul. It doesn't affect like that guy.
No, it doesn't.
So it just kind of affects like the low end channels, which is like people who don't get a lot of views per month. People who specialize in making short videos.
Yeah, but the thing is, just being real right now, because obviously, if you saw me on Twitter, I was all pissed off, right? Then I saw a couple of videos on this, and then had to think about it. It's like, this could potentially help guys like us. Like, this is what I mean. If YouTube isn't giving out money to like the smaller channels, like guys who would literally earn $100 in a whole year, that means more money for us. And hopefully it'll put us in recommended again, which would be great. Because we haven't been, ever since Adpocalypse, we haven't been recommended as much. That's why our views went down. But even with our lower views, we still managed to cross the threshold. So yeah, if we get a little bit more money, that'd be fantastic. We'll have to see. But again, they could change this shit tomorrow if they want. That this is what happens when you have a monopoly. Basically, that's what YouTube has right now. Which is interesting because now it seems Twitch is making some moves too. They're doing their own video upload thing.
The one thing about Twitch is that they have it within their means to literally swoop in and pull away a lot of the YouTube gaming people just by doing a couple of different changes. And I definitely think that what you said before is like that thing that the upload ability to Twitch does definitely help that. Now that allows for little tiny videos.
Yeah, for sure. So, we'll see what happens with Twitch is a hard market, but there's a lot of potential there, But yeah, the smaller channels on YouTube, man, that's going to be rough, man. That's going to be rough. But apparently, as I was told, they kind of went back to what YouTube used to be. It used to be actually more harder to become a partner back in the day. So, but it's still kind of bullshit. But at the same time, just to be fair, if you were getting less than 4,000 hours in a year and had less than 1,000 subscribers, you weren't actually making enough money to live off of. It was impossible. You can't live off of that. So they didn't actually kill anybody's like livelihood, They killed somebody's sandwich chain, sure, but not their livelihood. You know?
Yo, man, it's that sandwich chain and that bus ride, man.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, hey, that's nice. Don't get me wrong, but you know, it's crazy, man. But who knows what the next change will be? He's fucking again. You know what? I'll stop myself right now. I was about to say some racist shit about white people, but I'll stop. I'll stop. But you know, these big YouTuber guys, always something stupid they have to do. You know. Mm-hmm. By the way, did you guys find it funny how PewDiePie was going after Logan Paul over this
PewDiePie.
shit?
Well, the thing is that PewDiePie, all he does is just talk and yell on a thing. He didn't show a fucking dead person, and not report it to the police.
That's what. Hey, I said that during my Persona 5 stream. I'm like, listen, PewDiePie legit made a mistake. That was a slip of the tongue. That's actually happened. What Logan Paul did, that's not an accident. My man filmed the shit, took it back to his hotel, downloaded it, edited it, uploaded it, promoted it. There's no time there.
Put a checkerboard on top of the body. So that shit, production needs some work. That was probably like 6 hours of fucking work he did to do that shit. So yeah. Yeah,
you didn't do that accidental. Oh, it was just a spur of the moment thing. A spur of the moment thing? No. What PewDiePie did was spur of the moment. What you did was fucking deliberate, son. Come on now. Mm-hmm. You know, but idiots like that ruin it for everybody, you know?
The better thing for him to do was, not show the whole body, right? Blur it or even, clip it off at somewhere and then cut to it, be like, yeah, and we talked to the police, and then have some shots of the police there, that would have been a champion moment. But whatever he did, like goofing on the body, have you ever seen a dead body before? It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I've never seen this before. It's not about you, man. Yeah. Quick shout out to some people in here. I see my man Weapon X in the house, Reggie. Weapon X. All Day Digital. Barry Burton, the soul man at fucking Twitch. Thank you, brother. He's every week he's the only one there,
He's the only man that's in the future compared to everybody on YouTube, believe it or not.
Yeah, because the lag isn't as much. Shinobi, I don't know who. Shinobi Jordan Dizzle. Never seen that name before. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys?
My man Fergus, of course, Carlos and we're talking about fucking Korea.
Korea.
I just had some Korean barbecue earlier today, man.
Yo, listen, Korean barbecue, that shit is good. Ooh. That shit is fantastic. All right. So let's start with some notes. I was trying to fluff it up for Brett, but he's not here yet. He'll show up later. I want to get his response on the Nintendo Labo shit. If he likes it, man. If he likes it, I'm gonna click him right off the fucking show.
No.
He's waiting in line on Best Buy right now. That's why he's out here.
Yo. All right, man.
Every single time that somebody says that thing, I think of the Lambo, the car from Grand Theft Auto.
Lamborghinis?
No, wasn't it called the Lambo? It's in the game. It's just called the Lambo, isn't it?
No, it's not. By the way, shout out to Tortilla.
No, it's not. By the way, shout out to
whatever. You're talking stupid talk.
Yeah, Tortilla Senpai, the other person who's always holding it down on Twitch.
Great name, by the way.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. So, okay, first topic here. Let's talk about these NPDs, man. You down with NPD? Come on, guys. Thank you, motherfuckers.
Well, listen, we're on a fucking lag, man.
You ain't on no lag. you ain't that laggy. Manny. See, come on, now you're fucking with me. You heard that shit. You just didn't respond. Yeah, All right, so anyway, let's talk about these December NPDs. They finally dropped. The thing is, they kind of got leaked last week, but now we're getting, the real shit. So, as we said before, Nintendo Switch came in number 1. Xbox number 2, PlayStation number 3. The first time PlayStation actually come in third place this entire generation. But as Manny and I were talking about before, we find it funny that Xbox guys are essentially celebrating the fact that Switch beat them. If you really think about it.
Because they didn't really want to celebrate any of it. They sort of were forcing it for the main guy to make that comment. So,
but think about it. That's what you're doing. You're happy that you came in second place. Okay.
They're happy they beat PlayStation.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
That's all they're really thinking. It's like, oh, we beat PlayStation, but you didn't beat the other guy.
Trying to make a sport out of this shit. Damn.
That's actually, I've heard that. It's like, yo, man, this is like a sports team to us. All right.
It really shouldn't be, though.
It's not, man. So anyway, let's get to some games. And we also have the top games for 2017, which we will get to. All right.
Oh.
So the games. Oh, there's perfect. What's going on, Brett? He'll say something soon. Okay, so number one game.
All right, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. What's going on, man?
All right, sorry, I needed to balance some shit. Hey, everybody, sorry I'm late.
It's all good. Yeah,
Hey, Brett.
Happy birthday.
Oh man, actually, yeah, that's true. Almost a couple weeks off, but yeah, we're almost there. All right. So the number one game of December. No surprise here. Adam's favorite game. You know.
Damn right, Call of Duty.
Call of
They
Duty.
said Call of Duty,
Yeah.
baby.
Call of Duty.
Pew, 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 and the face in the face.
Yeah, and for the second month in a row, Star Wars Battlefront 2, man.
See, that's we knew that shit was gonna happen.
Dude's still buying this game, son.
It's still stupid.
It's insane. Number 3 game, Mario Odysseys. You know, number 4 NBA. Mario. Number 5 Mario Kart. That should jump back up there.
Mario.
Hey, number 6 Madden. Number 7 the pubs. You know, the grounds, as I like to call it now. Assassin's Creed, number 8. Legend of Zelda, number 9. And our favorite, Brian. You know what came in number 10, man.
I'm not even mad anymore. I'm not just not even mad anymore. I just don't even play it. I'm like,
You're just
no, how?
You're just at that. You're at the maximum amount of not caring, or whatever.
He said the maximum of not being surprised.
He's maximally not surprised.
I'm just here, just like, you know what? It's gonna sell. Like, I'm tempted just to buy shares Rockstar, like right now, because fuck it, they keep making money.
Yeah. As we talked about last time, the 3DS sold more this year than it did last year, man. It's crazy.
Well, last year than it did the year before.
Yeah. No. 2017, the 3DS sold better than it did in 2016, which is insane. Hey, this thing is cool. They actually breaks down what games sold the most on each platform. Let's go to Nintendo first. The number one selling game in December was Mario Odyssey. Number 2 was Mario Kart 8. Number 3 was Zelda. Number 4 was Splatoon. Number 5 was Xeno Chronicles. Mario Rabbids is number 6. Pokken Tournament number 7.
Wait, what's number 8 then?
Oh, 8 Elder Scrolls, man. For Nintendo Switch, though. Well, actually, hold on. Going back, hey, that's 2 months in a row, Brett, that Skyrim didn't make it to the NPDs.
I know.
So
I am actually very happy to be wrong.
And not even in the top 20, which is surprising. But it did make it to the top 10 of Nintendo. So you get a
That doesn't really say much.
Take the consolation prize, motherfucker.
No, dude, the consolation prize is here. When I say I'm happy to be wrong, I am genuinely happy to be wrong. I underestimated gamers as an audience. I thought that we were just going to keep eating up this Skyrim shit as long as they were shoveling it. And I am actually really happy to see that no matter what they're doing at this point, Skyrim sales are going to be going down, which hopefully will force them to eventually make a new Elder Scrolls game, which isn't even in fucking development yet. So hopefully the fact that the faucet on Skyrim is running out means good things for us as gamers. So I'm actually really happy to be wrong about that.
I feel like it's getting too far off with Skyrim. You know what I mean?
It's become fucking ridiculous.
It's like what was that? That Skyrim was released in the mid PlayStation 3 / Xbox 360 era, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you're talking about a 10-year-old game?
You know what? Let me
2010. 2010.
Was it 2010? So 8-year-old game now.
So you're talking about an 8-year-old
It's 2011. 2011. It was 2011.
11.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? But the thing about that is, by this point in time, there would already be a 2 remasters of that game, but from other companies.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's get to the juicy part here. The best-selling games of 2017, the entire year.
Okay.
Number 1 game, no surprise, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
You know.
It's better than Spaces of Duty.
Yeah, right. I think that was still number 1 game of last year too, wasn't it? Jesus, man, always Call of Duty. Number 2 is NBA 2K18.
All right.
Number 3,
sports game.
Destiny 2.
All right.
Number 4, Madden. That's expected. Number 5, Tony got to eat crow here because I don't see Horizon on this fucking list. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, number 5 selling game of the fucking year. That's crazy. Number 6, Brian, man, you already know, son.
All the duty. At this rate, we are never going to get a GTA 6 unless like the PS6 or something. Because also argument like, yeah, you know what, we'll like ride out Red Dead to like PS5, and then until the end of it, then GTA 6 on the PS6. Seriously.
It's crazy.
Like, this is what you do, people. You're not making GTA 6 now. Great, thanks.
Yeah.
Number 7, Adam, what's your second favorite game of the year?
My second favorite, Wildlands?
Yeah, Wildlands number 7, man.
There you go.
That's crazy.
Told you.
Yeah, even though I'm glad it's low, but it's still on this fucking list. Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2's on this bitch.
Man, that shit like had so much bad press and it still made the top 10.
Yeah. See, because casuals don't pay attention to that
They
shit.
don't care about that.
Well, they don't care about that. They see Star Wars. They see Star Wars game, and that's it.
That's it. They have no plans. They were like, "Oh, do you know about all those?" Yo, I'm only gonna put in maybe 5 hours tops. I just want to just pew pew pew, and then that's it. I'm out.
Yeah.
And at least we know that China doesn't like go through the hype of Star Wars, man.
Yeah, right. Man, The Last Jedi. I think they took it out of theaters, right, over there or some shit.
Yeah, man,
They already pulled it.
They had enough of that
Yeah.
shit, man.
Yo, Carlos, why does China hate women though?
Oh my man, that's a can of worms right there, man.
Yo, let's not get into it, but it's a valid question because apparently, if you don't like this movie, you're a misogynist asshole. You know, number 9 game is Super Mario Odyssey, and Mario Kart 8 is number 10. I should note that Destiny 2, Zelda, Star Wars, Super Mario, and Mario Kart 8 do not have digital sales attached to them, so that's just hardware. So who knows?
I don't understand that. They should.
Hey, look at that.
And people getting digital on those.
So what we're gonna say is it's multi-platform games and Nintendo games that are in the top 10.
Yes, for the entire year. That's 100% right.
Not even one exclusive from either of the consoles.
That's right. Yeah, I could already hear the
You
Xbox.
said either, people.
Either, exactly.
Not just Xbox. Both.
Yeah, no, because I could already hear the guys like, oh, see, there weren't any PlayStation exclusives.
No, there wasn't any.
There weren't any Xbox exclusives either, bruh.
Were there any Xbox exclusives in general in 2017?
Wait, say that again, Brian?
Were there any like Xbox exclusives games in 2017 released? I think apart from Halo Wars 2.
We had Halo, we had Voodoo Fins, we had Cuphead, obviously, Forza, you know, and I keep forgetting the name of that game, the re-release one. You know what I'm talking about? The one.
Bubsy?
No, not Bubsy. Adam, what's the name of that fucking game, man? You
Booty Bandit or something like that. I don't know.
Phantom Dust. Yeah, Phantom Dust.
Oh, Phantom Dust.
Yeah, so that's like 5 exclusives. You know,
that wasn't that good either. It wasn't good when they first got released.
Adam, I think you should have known I was kind of. This was a little bit of a joke when I counted Voodoo Fins, but it wasn't exclusive.
But it was legit. That's legit.
Yeah, that is true. That's a better remake. That's true. And you're right, man. Dusty Phantom. You mean Dusty Xbox? You know, nobody playing that shit. I love trolling these guys, man.
Oh, I want to make a change to something I said on Sunday.
What's
we're
up?
Talking about
Sunday.
When we're talking about like consoles that we wish we could have a handheld. I would like a 360 handheld. Not forget about the Xbox one. Just 360 so I could play my Rockstar table tennis.
No, not handheld. A mini version, son.
Mini version? No, I want a handheld.
That wasn't the question.
That
wasn't the question.
All right, I want to change the question and then change the answer to that changed question.
Yo, Adam, hold on, man. What's up with WrestleCast, man? Y'all back? What's up?
WrestleCast is back every Friday, right? Friday night WrestleCast. 18 hours of nonstop wrestle talk. There we go.
Yo, what about Throwdown Plays, man?
Throwdown Plays back nonstop.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, man, the reason a Coalition didn't get demonetized is because of those WrestleCasts, man. Like 1 million hours on that shit, you know?
That shit keeps going. One time we were like, you ready to stop? One guy was in the chat, keep talking. I was like, all right.
That shit is funny. All right, man. So that's gonna do it for the NPDs. Very interesting. Now we're gonna get to the boring NPDs for the next couple of months. You know, January.
Wait, what were the top PlayStation and Xbox?
Oh yeah,
games?
let's go through those. Okay, so let's go through Xbox first. Everybody's favorite platform. All right. Number one game is Call of Duty. Call of Duty. Number two game for the year, and it's surprising considering the game only just came out fucking like a 25% of the way into the month. PUBG. PUBG's number two game for the whole entire year.
All right.
Star Wars.
You really find that surprising?
Yes, I do, because the game just dropped, but the game
that game is catered to Xbox audience. Like
number 14. Was it?
It's not really Brett, I know it's catered to them. I'm just surprised because shouldn't have had enough time, but it did sell like 1 million in 48 hours. So yeah, that would be enough, Star Wars Battlefront, number 3 game for Xbox. Number 4 is NBA. Madden, number 5. Assassin's Creed, number 6. GTA 5, number 7. FIFA 18, number 8. Destiny 2, number 9. And Forza, number 10. Damn. You figured that one would have been higher up.
We did get one exclusive on Xbox's top 10.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
kind of.
No, Forza.
Brett, that looks pathetic. Yo, Tony, read up the PlayStation 4 one.
Can I just take a screenshot of the Xbox one? It's almost the same thing.
It's pretty much the same. Just switch Horizon with Forza.
Oh my fuck this shit. Let me read the PlayStation. Let me go through a PlayStation 1 for okay. Call of Duty number 1, Star Wars Battlefront number 2, NBA 2K18 number 3, number 4 Madden, number 5 Assassin's Creed, number 6 GTA, number 7 FIFA, number 8 Need for Speed, number 9 Destiny 2, and number 10 Horizon. Almost the same thing, just a couple of things switched around. Multi-plats, man, multi-plats.
It's multi-plats, and it's games that go toward general audiences, which is a sports game, which is a shooter. It's
we gotta play that song.
Expected.
Things that make you go.
Exactly.
It's like, does any of that shit really matter then if these are the top 10s?
Well, that's part of the reason why a lot of these guys have switched to doing multi-platform games and doing these kind of games that kind of squeeze you for money.
I am still shocked that Call of Duty is up there. Okay, let me clarify. I'm not shocked that Call of Duty is a highly grossing game. I am shocked consistently by the fact that it seems by the numbers, and somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, the biggest single portion of gamers in all of gaming is Call of Duty. Like it makes up, if we were to split into smaller groups, the largest group by far would be Call of Duty players.
Even let's just throw something. The most amount. Okay, the large majority of people who do play Call of Duty are actually not what we would consider gamers. They only play Call of Duty. I'm not saying that's a diss. I'm saying that as a fact. I'm not saying. I'm not even saying an opinion here.
But the numbers the numbers don't necessarily say that. The numbers say that they may outnumber those guys. May outnumber us.
They do. They're casuals.
Well, you also gotta understand that it's not only casual people that buy this game. It's also gamers that buy this game too.
It's both.
It's like
ball shooting, and that's just part of the thing. That's the king of the family.
It's like equivalent to saying like only people who like Marvel comics go to Marvel movies. No. That's only a small portion of the demographic. You not only have people that like Marvel comics, you have other people that are going to it, and that's exactly what this is.
The vast majority of people.
Does this include bundles?
Probably. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me.
That's fucked up. I am one of those people that bought Call of Duty. Not last year, but the year before when we bought Rachel's Xbox.
Yeah.
Because it was the only fucking bundle available.
It probably is because, I mean, if you think about it, Uncharted 4 sold a ridiculous amounts, and that's because it was bundled.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and say that makes up for the numbers because, like,
the own special console set, too.
Yeah, there's also that too.
But Brett, I just need you to understand that the vast majority of people who buy Call of Duty are not hardcore gamers like us. They buy Call of Duty and they only play Call of Duty. All right.
The numbers make sense when you add in the asterisk that says you get a free copy of Call of Duty when you buy your PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least 50% of people who buy a PlayStation, it is usually bundled with a free copy of Call of Duty.
Go ahead,
And
Adam.
if you're
So
counting
you're
every
saying-
single one of those.
So you're saying that these tournaments and all this stuff, that all those guys that are doing that, they're casuals, just like somebody who's playing a phone game?
No, they're casuals in the sense that they only play Call of Duty. That's what I'm saying. Understand?
But how is that considered casual? I mean, that's dedicating hours and hours and
No,
hours.
you
saw
didn't.
my
You
stats.
didn't
I'm
hear what I
over
just said.
100-something
I
hours.
said they're casuals in the sense that they only play Call of Duty. Obviously, they're hardcore Call of Duty guys, but they're not hardcore gamers like we are. We play a lot of shit. They only play
We've had
one
this
thing.
discussion.
Yeah.
To be considered a hardcore gamer, you have to, at least in this board's opinion or this panel's opinion, you have to play more than one game at a hardcore level. Otherwise, you're just a hardcore insert title of game you play here.
Yeah,
player.
like you guys who just play Street Fighter, would you literally call those guys a gamer?
No, they're
No.
Street Fighter players.
They're just Street Fighters, yeah. Just like there's Call of. Think about it. Look at Madden, right? Most gamers don't play Madden, but it always sells every year because the casuals buy that shit.
Because also in a lot and in general audience sort of things tend to do better because they have a wider range. And the thing is that not only general audiences buy them, but also people that are consider themselves, who play a lot of different games. Also, gamers also play these sorts of things too.
Yeah.
Also, 70% of people who bought a PlayStation this year. I mean, that's a big number to me. Like to say, because really thinking about it, almost every year PlayStation is bundled with a Call of Duty, and the bundle with Call of Duty generally costs the same amount as buying the PlayStation by itself. So there's no reason not to pick it up. So when you're talking about like a high attach rate or a high sales rate, and then you kind of sneak in there, oh yeah, we're giving it away for free to everybody who bought a PlayStation. Okay, that makes a big fucking difference in sales numbers. I mean, if you really want to crunch the numbers on it, find out how many PlayStations are sold last year, and figure that almost all of those are going to be bundles at this point.
Yeah.
And about 70% of those are probably bundled with Call of Duty. So take 70% of the total number of PlayStations sold and subtract that from the number of copies that Call of Duty apparently quote unquote sold. And I think you get a more realistic number that doesn't shock me as much.
To be fair though, even if Call of Duty wasn't bundled, it would probably still be the highest selling game of the year. When
PlayStation releases their top digital downloads, Call of Duty is always number one or number two. It's always up there. So that's voiding out the whole. If you bought a console, you get this.
I still think Call of Duty would sell even if there was not bundled. Yeah. It would still sell.
Yeah, it would sell.
Call of Duty is the ultimate brainless type of game. You just get in there, shoot, that's it. You don't need to think about nothing, and that's what people like. Let's just be real here. All right, and you know what? For fun, let's do the top 3DS games of the year. Number 1 and number 2 are the Pokemon.
Can we do the Vita games after that? Oh no, wait, we can't.
Oh.
Damn,
all right.
What's the reason? Why the hate? What's going on?
Because Nintendo delivered on Vita's promises, and I'm bitter at PlayStation for not following through.
Yeah, but the PlayStation said they're sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, let me.
They didn't. No, they didn't. They released another half-assed handheld after about the PSP. They didn't say they're sorry. They doubled down. But not like an asshole supported it.
Yeah, but the Vita was awesome. The Vita was awesome. Okay. Anyway, let me get through this. Okay, 2 Pokemon games, number 1 and 2. Minecraft on 3DS. This is number 3. Mario Kart 7, number 4. Mario Party, number 5. Mario and Luigi, number 6. Super Smash Brothers, number 7. Super Mario Maker on 3DS, number 8. Miitopia, number 9. And New Super Mario Brothers 2. Isn't that game fucking old as shit? Why is that on there?
It's so fun. I told you. It's
a fun. I love the game, but I'm like, I played that like 4 years ago. All right, man, that's crazy. All right,
you know what it is because it's that side scroller though. People just like that, and they'll just keep it. They're like, you know what? I want old school Mario. Where's the old school one? Well, it's this one. It's the side. All right, then I want that one.
By the way, when Tony was reading that list, all I was thinking about is potential candidates to get ported over to the Switch.
Yeah, right. Where's Metroid on that fucking list, man?
Oh, that's right. That's not in it?
Nope. No Metroid, man. It's bullshit.
Yeah, that's
bullshit. All right, man. Let's move on, man. Let's get to the. It's not our main topic, but this is gonna be a fun one, and I want to hear Brett's fucking reaction to this shit because we got some bets going on. Not really, but anyway. There's some about this Nintendo Labo shit. So Nintendo, as usual, got everybody hyped up about a great big announcement, and it turns out that they're gonna be selling $80 cardboard boxes to people. Let's just be real here. And the fanboys ate it up. The fanboys ate it up. Oh my God, this is great. I'm going to fucking buy this. So for you guys who don't know, the Nintendo Labo is like basically a giant cardboard box. You cut shit out of it and you could use it with your fucking controllers and shit. I'm like,
yeah, it attaches your through strings, through a bunch of strings and other things.
Yeah, to be fair, not a product for adults. It's for kids. It was kids all over the place. As a matter of fact, there's an event coming up that Nintendo, like an event for the Labo. You can't go to the event without a kid. Even if you're pressed, you have to go with a kid. This is obviously marketed for children, but yeah. Brett, did you hear about this shit, man? And please, for the sake of, your manliness, please tell me you don't support this shit.
I have not spoiled myself on this, and I am trying to wrap my brain around what the fuck is this? Is this literally just made of corrugated cardboard?
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
You say that this is $80.
Yes.
For what? Is this like special magic cardboard?
It's a $60 game that comes with $20 worth of cardboard.
Okay.
I want to go to Home Depot right now and buy $20 of cardboard. I could build a life-size car out of
G Megaforce just said Nintendo Labo are made from unsold Wii U boxes.
Well, they do have an abundance. They do have an abundance of cardboard. I would say this. Hey, instead of making 1,000 peripherals like they were doing before, they decided, hey, let's just make your own peripherals for this thing.
Have some cardboard. Yeah,
have some cardboard.
Do you believe
now?
Brett's befuddled by this shit. Brett, I'll be honest, a couple of us were like, yo, Brett, watch Brett come in here and be hyped for this shit.
Yeah, I thought you pre-ordered this. Really? No. Yeah. I'm like, yo, he's going to get those RC cars and around the Tech 2 shop. They're going to be like, I thought you were in on that.
This would be a cool idea if it were like Legos. Like, I don't...
Yes.
Well, if it weren't just fucking corrugated cardboard. Like, no, if this were like a special set of like Legos that had like certain inputs or something running through them, like it's a cool idea in theory, but to build it out of fucking cardboard, like really, and if for $80, like just none of that makes sense. The basic premise seems kind of cool where, all right, we're gonna do different input functions and we're gonna let you build a Connect set around this thing and do little experiments or turn it into a robot. Like that all sounds cool if you did it with plastic reusable parts that were durable. Yeah, let me build a controller, or let me like fucking, I don't want to put my Switch in a goddamn RC car, but maybe a Joy-Con. Like figure out a way that you can beam signals back and forth and play with that. Like the idea, I guess, is solid, where you can build things and then get them to do cool things. But seriously, fucking cardboard?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the worst idea ever. I mean, obviously they're gonna sell you fucking more special Nintendo Labo cardboard, as this stuff wears out. But like, you give a kid a cardboard fishing pole, that thing's gonna last like 5 fucking minutes.
And if you look up Build a Tech Toy, you'll find there's a bunch of these out there like that. But they're better made. They have better plastics and stuff, not cardboard. Shit. Yeah, they all have apps for your tablet or your phone to control it. But man, that's the thing. It's like, if this is for kids, 2 or 3 playthroughs, they spill some milk or juice on it, it's done. You know what I mean? It's like, it should have been like a hard plastic or something if it's really for kids.
Yeah,
and at $80,
grab this from your sister and it's dead. It's broken. You've just crumpled it and ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if a kid has sweaty hands?
Oh, forget
done
that.
in a day.
Hyperhidrosis? You're done.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's meant to be needed to be replaced, which is reminiscent of like some of the fucking easy bake oven shit. Like from when I was a kid, like I had like the little insect creator thing. They always made you buy their refills, and that was where they fucking got you. Like my sister had an easy bake oven. You couldn't just put regular fucking brownie mix in the shit, or at least it insisted that you couldn't. I'm pretty sure you probably could, but This is just an excuse to sell more cardboard at a marked up price. This is stupid and greedy, and stupid.
And very, very Nintendo. Chris, what are your thoughts on this nonsense, man?
Like I'd rather get a truck from a gas station as a kid than this thing. Like, to be honest with you, that'll last.
The Hess truck? You want that
Yeah,
Hess truck?
I'd rather get
with
a
the
Hess
lights
truck, man, or the
and
Hess
beeping
race
horn,
car. Yeah, because that'll last. I still have my Hess truck, but look, this is ridiculous. Like, honestly, the first thing I thought was like, this must be a cultural thing because like maybe Japanese apartments don't have a lot of space and they will put this up and it's like, oh, I have my fishing pole, and they'll put it on a shelf or something. For us, this is retarded. And if you are defending this, then you are also retarded. And unless you have a little kid and you're gonna enjoy this, you get to spend $80 for cardboard. Guess what? I got some cardboard lying around. I still got Amazon boxes here. I'll send them $10 a pop, man. If you want it that bad, I'll cut it up and paint it for you.
Yeah, by the way, Chris is not lying. There were dudes hyped as shit about this on Twitter, and they showed the receipts too. Yo, I just pre-ordered this right now, son.
What can you possibly be hyped about?
I don't know. I'm not crazy, so I can't understand their mentality, you know?
No, that's when zealotism reaches peak retard, man.
Yeah, right? Shit. You grown-ass men.
Are there people who lack that much creativity? Like, are there so people
Well,
so
I don't think
devoid
it's
of
like
imagination?
creativity. It's lack of critical thinking. It's just like, Nintendo released this. Remember, I made this joke last year that Miyamoto could shit in a plastic bag, a Ziploc, and give it to you, and they would be hyped for it. This is that. This is what I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say that exactly.
Call it Miyamoto's bowel Labo. He put it in a plastic bag, gave it to you. You love it, right? $80. Comes with a game. You have a sniff test, all that shit. Like that. This is stupid.
I mean, this game is obviously gonna be shovelware at its worst.
I mean,
I thought 1-2 Switch was bad.
This is
like
just
a ripoff. Yeah.
This is 1-2 Switch when they added to $20 of cardboard to it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Well, here's my thing. So you build all 6 things, or you don't have enough cardboard to build all 6 things.
No. See, the thing is that there's 2 different sets. There's the set that allows you to has the fishing rod, the music thing, and all that stuff. The variety one, and then there's another set that has the stupid backpack for the robot.
That's the $80 one. $170 and the other one's $80.
Yeah.
170?
This is
$170 for cardboard?
The first version is $70. The other one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you can play a cardboard piano?
Yes.
Yep.
Pretty sure you can buy a tiny novelty piano for less than
And they explain how it works too. It's like
can.
it picks up on the camera. You put the Joy-Con in, and then the camera signal. I guess the app turns that on, and it can see what you press. You know, so you press one of the keys. I think there's 13 keys, and then it'll make the little sound that it's supposed to make. That's how that works.
Okay, you let me know when this is A, made out of plastic, and B, is built into a Gundam, like, control console. Then I'll be interested. Until then, go fuck yourself with this cardboard bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah, that's coming from Brett, by the way. I already spoke my piece, but you heard it.
I mean every word of that too. Like, literally fuck yourself with this cardboard bullshit.
This
The
just
fact
seems like
that
a
it
cash
is
grab.
cardboard will make it much more uncomfortable when you sodomize yourself with your piece of shit product.
Yo, I'm just going to say this right now, man. Let's just be honest here. There's only 2 ways to go with this thing. Either it's going to be a massive flop or a gargantuan success. Watch. You know, it's going to be either one of those two. It's not going to be a middle ground. You can't really be like lukewarm about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Actually, Chris, let me ask you
scenarios.
I could go ahead because I got a question for you specifically. Like, do you think this would actually take off with children?
I don't see how it doesn't have any durability. Cardboard, I don't care how corrugated it is, isn't durable, and kids tend to break things. Like, kids break fucking iPads nowadays. Cardboard is not going to last, especially for a day. And these mini games that are on this thing are not that like immersive. This ain't like Wii Sports where you're playing like 9 innings of baseball or a few rounds of bowling or whatever. They are desperately trying to get Wii Sports back and like missing at every turn. They're making you pay for them not being able to recreate Wii Sports. Have some cardboard for $20. Like honestly, if you buy this, you should see a psychiatrist, man. I don't know. This seems ridiculous to me. I'd honestly like mail this back after I wipe my ass with it to them.
Oh man, Carlos, man, what are your thoughts on this shit, man?
I'm just trying to think the bigger picture here. Like, what does this mean for the Switch and Nintendo? Like, if this is a hit, will they just run away with this and
If this
put
is
their
a
focus
hit,
on?
I am giving up gaming and going to live in the woods. Like that means the downfall of
Chris, don't
society.
say
If you watch
that.
Idiocracy, we've hit peak retard. I am done.
Chris,
You
don't
know,
say that because it's gonna be a hit. Watch.
It's gonna be a hit.
Yo, like,
At least
Look,
for the first few months.
there's so many things that Nintendo could bring us right now that they could honestly do, like an online infrastructure or a retro console store. Like that, I would gladly give them more than $80 of Nintendo games to play on the Switch, and they bring up this. I'm like, what is this for? Are you just trying to like you? Nintendo started off the Switch so well. It has a good graces of so many people right now. There's people shouting out Switch gang everywhere where they didn't fucking even touch a Wii U, so they can go fuck themselves. Like, and they're busting out this whole like, oh, the Switch is Nintendo can't do no wrong, and they bust this thing out. I'm like,
No,
man,
it's wrong. It went way wrong.
Yes.
My man Sonny River says they're gonna upgrade to wood peripherals.
Oh, yeah.
No, wood is already too expensive for Nintendo. See,
I have to say, okay,
Plywood.
No, you got plywood and fiberglass, man.
yeah.
We're golden.
then you
Cardboard's still
then you
cheaper.
might have splinters.
Nintendo Labo Gold Edition plywood.
Okay, this is the point in the conversation where I would usually come up with some ridiculous straw man analogy to illustrate how stupid this idea is. And I just want to point out to people, there is no stupid analogy actually greater or more ridiculous than what just happened. So just to recap.
well, no, the next one will be actually a straw man.
No, yeah, maybe, because this is so cliche, like I can taste the cheese. Literally what happened is somebody came out and went, "Are you guys ready to get excited?" And people are like, "Yeah." And they revealed a cardboard box and went, "Just use your imagination and think of all the possibilities." There are literally at least 7 cartoons in the 80s and 90s that address this very concept. It was a trope in sitcoms. Like, oh, a refrigerator box. It could be a magical world. It could be a time machine. It is one of the most overwritten cliche plots that Hollywood has ever fucking produced. And it actually, for real, fucking just happened. They came out, showed you a box, told you that you can use your imagination and it can take you to faraway lands. And people fucking bought it.
Yeah.
They've not only figuratively bought it, they ran out and literally bought it. I think I retire. Like that's
See, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, you guys are crazy,
right.
man. Oh, by the way, G Megaforce says the cardboard is made by Mad Cats.
Nice, mad kid.
And it'll fall apart just as good as
Even
any
faster.
Nintendo.
it'll somehow short out your system.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, Brian, get in here, man. What do you think about this shit?
I don't think I can say anything that's not been said because, like, this is. I also have like this imagination of like a bunch of board members just sitting on a table and saying to themselves, "Okay, you know what? The world is some bullshit. Like, let's actually see how much we can like get away with this bullshit. 'Cause like EA did like the loot box bullshit. They mostly got away with it. You know, Activision gets away with like selling the same games. Fucking Rockstar like makes no games yet. They make some money. Like, how can we like improve on their bullshit? And then some guys like, does everyone want some cardboard? Because I like some left over. And then some guy was like, there we go. We sell the motherfucking cardboard. And then they're like, yeah, do it. Let's see if they buy it. And lo and behold, they bought it. Yeah, I totally agree with Carlos here. Like, the Switch started off so well. Like, it did really amazingly well. And now it's like, oh, sell you guys some cardboard. I'm like, really? Like, Come on.
Well,
At least
I said,
remaster something, please.
yeah, I said last year there, like with, even I couldn't predict this, and I said that I was wrong with their success. But I also did say Nintendo's the only one who could trip themselves up. Apparently, they're trying to trip over a ton of cardboard. Here, this is when we were worried about what they were going to release this year. You literally pulled out a box, like this is
Well,
insane.
and they show you too that it's coming off at like an assembly line, and it's just thin cardboard. Now, think when a parent goes into a Toys R Us or somewhere wherever they plan on selling this, and then they go and they see it hanging up because it's just going to be this thin piece of cardboard, and they see
It's
that
in a
price.
box. It's in a
Or
box.
They're going to
Like,
put that cardboard, that flat piece, in a box.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
what you
want
saw, it
people
was
to
flat,
I want people
and
to
they popped
understand
it
this.
out.
I want people
It's-
to understand this. This thing comes in a box, and the box isn't useful. It doesn't transform like the fucking cardboard does.
So you have a box in a box. It's a useless exterior box. Inside there are more boxes.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on.
And I'm glad these guys who pre-ordered it. I can't wait till this game gets reviewed because it's probably the same thing like 1-2 Switch, and you fell for it. Like Manny always talks about the rope-a-dope. This is worse. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. This is like Muhammad Ali just taking off his gloves and having a Mai Tai in the middle of the ring, and you punch yourself out.
And the other thing to think about it, they made you also pay $80 to $70 for mini games yet again.
I
They did it again.
I still can't get over like the picture Brian put in my head, like, you know, you cut into like some game company somewhere and like there's a boardroom and start off with, gentlemen, we know our customers are stupid. The question is, how stupid are they? And somebody stands up and say, pretty damn stupid. Somebody else stands up and like, do you think you could sell them a, they look around the room, they see a cardboard box, they're like, could you sell them that?
By the way,
Somebody's
this
like, yeah,
But-
I think I actually could. And lo and behold, this game was born.
I don't know how you sit in the same, like, you're in that sterile Kyoto building, and in one part you have Aonuma who's busting his ass and coming up with Zelda, and he's thinking of all this shit. And then somewhere down the hall, some guys are taking some cardboard, like, we can make this work.
Yeah, no, this is literally an idea born of looking around the room. This is somebody who had no idea walking into a pitch what they were gonna say, and they're like, looking to the left, looking to the right, think we should make a game about and literally they just the only thing in their line of sight is a cardboard box. They're like, make a cardboard box? It's like on TV watching somebody make up a bad fake name on the spot from things that they see in the immediate vicinity.
Trash boat.
Yeah.
Trash boat.
Yeah, my name is Light Canada Dry. By the way, that's actually similar. What you guys are saying is similar to something I tweeted yesterday. Because again, this is what I tweeted. I'm like, guys in boardroom smoking some thick fucking L's, right? Yo, man, what can we come up with, man? Yo, I got it, man. Go sell these motherfuckers cardboard. Silence. Yo. Yeah. And since they're high, they're probably eating pizza and shit. They look at the cardboard pizza. Yo, son, I know what we're gonna do, man. We go see those pizza boxes. We're gonna put a switch in that bitch, man. Gonna make millions, son.
Out of that.
Make a fishbowl out of that.
Oh man, you must have been high, like smoking the fattest L's. You had to, you know. That, by the way, that shit is actually pretty funny. What Chris said, it's like you have Anuma doing Zelda shit. He's working on the new game. These motherfuckers are playing with cardboard.
Yeah. I don't know, something with this box.
Yeah,
They're like, you know what it is? I feel like they just said, you know what? We have all these tech demos sitting here. We need something to release here. 1-2 Switch did like shit. How can we make this thing more interesting? Oh,
Boy,
well,
double down on 1-2 Switch. That was a way to go.
yeah, right,
that's it.
yeah. Oh, man, here's the other question I got for you guys, right? Because you've seen the media reception. This is the greatest thing ever. You know, so how do you think this thing's going to get reviewed when it actually drops? And Chris, I want you to answer first.
Oh, it'll get reviewed. If it's anyone like Ben Kuchar or whatever, it'll be very disingenuous and he'll love it. It'll be the most disingenuous shit you ever seen or read. And they'll play it and they'll love it. And I will call that bullshit out when the time comes.
Yeah, and you know it's
Because
going to happen.
It's fine. I don't know. I guess I'll be racist or something if I don't like it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Nintendo! Nintendo's being Nintendo. You know, because remember, actually, Brett, didn't you say, "Oh my God, Nintendo's learning"? Hey, there you go, back to the same bullshit.
Team B down the hall didn't get the memo, man. Well, the rest of them are popping out gold. Like some, like the other guy, what's his name? Takeshi is making Odyssey, and he's coming up with all this shit. The guys down the hall, cardboard, man. Way to go! you guys are working too hard. You're thinking too much. Cardboard.
Yo, how about we let them do the shit, son? We ain't gotta do nothing.
Remember that steering wheel and the fishing rod that we made? We don't need to make that shit.
Yeah. How do we make peripherals cheaper? How about we don't make them?
Yeah.
We make them, man.
It's like genius.
They must have been, I'm telling you, this fattest L's. What's going on, OBJ? You know, just all day. Like, yo, man, cardboard. We don't gotta pay for shit, son. It's going to storage locker.
I mean, we have an interactive audience. What do you guys say? Am I off base here? Am I the retard? Like, is this great? Like,
nah, look at the comments right now, man. Everybody's making fun of this shit. Barry Byrne goes, "Is that cardboard pineapple on our cardboard pizza?" Yo,
I can't get a new good Star Fox, but cardboard, why not?
So here's the other goofy thing about this. So there's two different versions. There's Boximus Prime, which is the robot, which is, I call it Boximus Prime. It's
okay, you made that up. I'm like, that name is too good for this.
No, it's there's Boximus Prime, which is the robot backpack thing, and then there's all the other ones. Theoretically, you can't play the other version of the game, right? You can't play Boximus Prime without the backpack, right?
What?
Yeah, you got to make the backpack, man.
You got to make it.
But the thing is that, okay, let's say you bought one of them and not the other one. So that means that you only get one of the set of stupid cardboard bullshit.
Well, that's the trick. They want you to buy multiples of
these. That means you need to buy 2 copies of the game to get everything?
Yes.
Yeah. And then if you want to make...
Or they're going to release an expansion pack?
No.
Well, I can't wait for people to run around with stupid cardboard backpacks full of switches.
Yeah, right. Cardboard backpacks.
There'll be a nice warning on it. Please do not put Switch in this. Leave Switch in this. Oh, especially with all the scratching issues that people have had with the.
No, wait! I can't wait for the angry parent support calls to Nintendo. Or my kid was done with this and he threw out his Switch with the cardboard. I can't wait for the emails and the calls and the tweets and what their kid did with the cardboard and the Switch. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. What's going on, Techno Fabulous? He goes, "What happens when you take these cardboard toys outside in the elements? Cardboard docked in higher resolution?" Oh, man. That's crazy. Nintendo being Nintendo. Barry Byrne goes, "All microtransactions are paid in packing peanuts."
They looked at it and said, when they heard, because, they got lost in translation, they saw everybody was talking about boxes, right? Loot boxes, but they're like, boxes, that's it.
Boxes
now,
are big.
Recycled cardboard? At least do that, right?
Yeah, right. Shit. Yeah, is there a recycling program for this shit? Nintendo. All right, man. Let's move on. This is a little bit more of a serious topic, and I'm actually surprised you guys didn't ask us about this on Sunday because this happened over the weekend, but nobody asked us about this. So a little bit late for this, but we got to talk about this whole situation, Quantic Dream. So apparently the whole studio has been accused of like inappropriate shit, like racist, misogynist shit being sent in emails and all that. Pretty crazy stuff. David Cage and the other CEO, they're denying any of this shit, obviously. And Sony isn't. Actually, as a matter of fact, Sony actually blacklisted the original publication that put this out there. So shit is getting crazy right now. Like basically, like they would send emails of like Photoshop pictures of like employees and like quote unquote compromising positions and shit like that. So
all of this was internal stuff?
Yeah, it's all internal.
All internal stuff.
Okay. So have we really reached the point where we are just, and I know what the answer is going to be. I have to make sure that I'm not in some stupid nightmare. Have we really reached a point where we're just thought policing people? Like where they're not even making inflammatory comments. It has nothing to do with you or anybody else. It's just how this group of people decides that they want to run behind closed doors, which is probably most likely, let's be honest, in a jovial kind of shit talking setting.
That's exactly what I see a lot of this stuff as. I mean, here's the thing: like I remember on a job, sometimes you wouldn't put like naked people, but then again, we're talking about it's in France, putting naked people on walls. It doesn't nobody gives a shit about that stuff. But I think it's just a bunch of people just horsing around, and I think maybe in some senses, some people felt very offended by the silliness. That's part of the reason why a lot of companies say, they always put this stuff in their inside of their any sort of contracts that you sign whenever you go into the thing, and they have you sit through one of those, what are those called? Those classes where they tell you what appropriate work conduct is. Yeah. And I feel like in this I feel like in this situation, it's a bunch of people doing really stupid, dumb jokes, and just some people just not, appreciating them, which I can understand. But it's a little bit difficult to see. Difficult.
Has anybody complained?
Did somebody complain? That's exactly what this guy wrote about, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, so apparently, some people were complaining, and the report talked about that.
So they felt weird about all these sorts of things, which I can understand. But the thing is that you also, number one, as of anything, you do need to go to your, HR. If you have an issue with the situation that's going on there, I would say the best thing to do would go to talk to HR.
Well, apparently they did go to HR and they were ignored.
Yeah, well, I feel like it also sometimes that does happen as well, where it's like, you do feel uncomfortable with the situation, and then it becomes, then sometimes it doesn't get heard. I can understand that, but I also think like, as far as a lot of this stuff goes, I do think it's just a bunch of dumb people just, horsing around, and some people taking offense to it.
Well, even the people taking offense to it, my initial question, and I have several. My initial question would be, okay, so there's emails being circulated of Photoshop people in, compromising positions. Are you one of those people that is being Photoshopped? If no, if it's just like if Tony and Manny want to have a running joke where they Photoshop dicks into each other's mouths and send it back and forth through email 6 times a day, like, really, who's fuck? I'm not saying that they do that for any people listening that would want to infer.
Yo, man, what y'all doing behind the scenes, man? You're a bunch of homos.
Like, if they want to do that and that makes them laugh and that increases their morale, and it is nothing to do with Chris or me or Brian or any of those people. Like, and I realize they'll be like, well, it's an environment where something's going on that I don't like, but let's be fucking honest. Suck it up, Buttercup. We all have to be in environments that we're not necessarily thrilled with. And you don't have the right to command everything around you. You just have the right to dictate how people interact with you and how people treat you. If people are doing this to you, yes, that's bullying, and it should certainly be escalated. But if there are 2 consenting adults that want to participate in just about any behavior that doesn't hurt or affect you or anybody around you, just fucking let them, especially if it makes them happy. They're not hurting anybody, and it's making them happy. All you're doing is making people unhappy by trying to police other people's thoughts. I don't know where we got so far off the rails that we came back to puritanical here, but unless this is being done to you, then I think that, most people don't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah, let me just read something from the report here. The most shocking images present Quantic Dreams' collaborators in sexual positions adorned with homophobic or sexist slurs, or even made up to look like Nazis, said the report. So that's the type of shit that was being tossed around. And David Cage, he kind of fought back about this shit. He was saying, he's like, you want to talk about homophobia? I work with Ellen Page, who fights for LGBT rights. You want to talk about racism? I work with Jesse Williams, who fights for civil rights in the USA. Judge me by my work. That actually got him into a lot of heat by the press. The press don't like David Cage. And they were like, they're saying like, oh, David Cage is essentially said the equivalent of, I have a black friend. They're shitting on Detroit right now. It's like, this thing gave him an excuse, but the press largely doesn't like David Cage games, right? For whatever reason, they're saying that, oh, he's always been a misogynist asshole. Look at his games. It's like,
judge him by his work, man.
Yeah, but
like, I I've never found anything offensive in
Nothing.
Toward women or gay or people in any of his games. I do feel like that there probably might be some sort of stupid horsing around that happens within any place, and I do feel like that some people might have taking the situation in the wrong way. But I also feel like if they did go over to HR, their going to HR, they should have at least tried to have done something about the situation. Or, it would be, also, sometimes, also the other thing you got to understand is that HR doesn't know everything that goes on in the office. So, I mean, it could be to your best benefit to talk to the people that actually do this. Be like, hey, listen, would you mind not sending me those sorts of emails?
Well, the thing is, apparently the emails were sent to everybody that works there, every employee in Quantic Dream. It was like a mass email thing, so everybody got it, whether they wanted it or not. But again, Quantic Dream is saying they're denying all this stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I'm wondering what there's also who's telling the truth in this sort of situation too.
Well, if it's in an email, then somebody has a copy. If it was sent to, they said they have a few hundred people that work there.
Yeah.
So somebody has to have a copy and says, oh, really? Here you go. Bleep.
Well, even then, even if there is, okay, that sounds like all ridiculous, over the top stuff that is clearly a fucking joke. That's photoshopping dicks into people's mouths and putting Hitler mustaches on people. Come on, I'll say it. That shit is funny.
But some people don't have a sense of humor. We all have worked with somebody who's so uptight that I can't say these jokes to this guy. He's going to take it the wrong way. And sure enough, that happens.
That's the thing. That's the weird part that we've gotten to. You're not even saying the jokes to that guy anymore. You're saying it to the guy on the cubicle, and that guy knows that you're telling jokes, and now that guy is mad that you two are having fun, even though it doesn't directly affect him. We've somehow notched up another belt loop of stupidity here, where we're not even judging a situation that we're involved in most of the time. We're judging situations that happen between other people, because it fosters a blank environment and teaches wrong things. We've literally come to thought police, the intersection of policing thought and retarded. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm going off the wrong way on this story, because this really sounds like just jackassery to me. It really honestly does. And if there is people being included in this, again, I will say it, that do not want to be included into it, that's not cool. If Tony wasn't in on a joke of if I sent Manny a picture of Tony with a Hitler mustache put on, dude rules the podcast with an iron fist. If Tony saw it and Tony was in on it and Tony was cool with it, it would be kind of funny, maybe. Not really. That's a terrible instance. But
Tony would probably find that funny, knowing him.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Don't say behind anybody's back what you wouldn't be willing to say to their face. But so if Tony was involved in that, and if he didn't appreciate that, then that'd be kind of a dick thing. But if he did, then that would be between me, Tony, and Manny. And if Chris came in, sorry to pick on you, Chris, if Chris came in and just got all butthurt, went I really don't appreciate you guys doing that, I'd be like, well, then you don't have we're not involving you. You don't have to pay attention. It's just I don't understand where this needs to become problematic, where you insert yourself. And this is a common theme that has been going through video games and comic books for the last 10 years, and it's been in this weird intrusive species. If you insert yourself into a situation and don't like the environment that you've now found yourself that you've inserted yourself into, then pull yourself out of that situation.
Well, you want these people to quit the job, I guess? Is that,
No, it's the same thing. Look, if you decide you want to be a Swamp Thing fan, and then you start reading Swamp Thing comic books, and then talk about everything that's wrong with Swamp Thing and how Swamp Thing needs this huge fucking overhaul, maybe you shouldn't be a Swamp Thing fan.
So they shouldn't work at Quantic Dream? It's
No.
I don't think what you're saying applies to this situation, bro.
No, what I'm saying in this situation is, if you don't want to participate in the jackassery, make it clear to your coworkers that you don't want to have any part of it, You know, like, don't Photoshop me into your things.
Well,
Just
wasn't that
leave
the
me
whole
out
thing?
of
They
it.
said that they did tell HR, and HR did nothing.
Yeah, HR ignore him. Yeah.
Yeah, they've said they've done that. They didn't just start
And
bitching
I
on the
think
internet.
I think that's because they weren't talking about being included in this. They were the whole tone of this sounds like they're fostering an environment. They don't want other people doing this, even if it's not being done to them. So in the example that I just gave between me, Tony, and Manny, if Chris came in, it's not like he's getting CC'd in the emails. It's not like he's getting photoshopped into any of these things. It shouldn't concern him for the most part. I have a real problem with people trying to rein in jackassery and horseplay in creative endeavors and creative environments. I don't think sterilizing people's thought process is good for people, especially when you're not hurting anybody. A lot of, some of the shit talk that we even have before the show would make a sailor blush, but it's because we're all good buddies. We all know where the line is, and we're not gonna like piss in each other's Cheerios. But yeah, if the wrong person heard some of this stuff that we talked about, even the completely innocent stuff where we're just giving each other jabs, I mean, they would definitely not appreciate how if you had somebody listening into half your gamer sessions, people would be pissed off. Even the most fucking righteous, social justice warrior or whatnot is probably guilty of singing along in private to a song and dropping an N-bomb to themselves. Like, if you really put a camera in everybody's lives, you can find something to incriminate everybody with. And if you want to sterilize everybody's creativity and everybody's feelings down to the point where nobody is doing anything offensive or anything that we construed as offensive to anybody, you're just going to end up with a bunch of boring shit ass faces. Like, it's just a return to puritanical thought, man. And I don't understand where a lot of this, and I'm kind of taking this moment to, I guess, preach, but I don't understand why we can't just all live by is it hurting me? No. Then I'm just going to leave it be.
Well, it is hurting somebody, so or they wouldn't be bitching. Something's going on.
Well, that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of people, especially in the industry lately, who want to have the narrative be a certain way or have people only allowed to say certain things. Like, there are people and that don't want you to say certain kinds of jokes to anybody. It's yeah, you can't say this in front of Steve because Steve will get all upset. But Steve over there doesn't want you saying that joke to anybody ever. He thinks that joke should be just erased from all human memory. And that's the part that I don't necessarily agree with, as long as you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is the world we live in now. It's turning into a weird like dystopia in that type of way. The 1984,
It's interesting because like we, like the when it comes to this sort of stuff, it's like, in general, and this also goes back to comedy. General comedy is not always supposed to be a comfortable thing. Granted, the thing is that it is that ability to be able to laugh at the things that are fucked up in our life. That's the power that sort of happens. And I feel like when people don't get the joke, nowadays people get into these really bad ways where they start to, essentially want to burn everything down. Where it's like, listen, we know, everybody knows that these things exist. Yeah. But the thing is that you should be able to laugh at how stupid this is.
That's not the way it works anymore, unfortunately.
But I mean, you also got to understand intention and all that other good stuff. Other stuff. It's like, okay, if this person this person could just be saying it as a stupid thing, but there are definitely going to be people that take things the wrong way. And I feel like maybe if they did report this to HR, they probably didn't see this as an issue.
Yeah, and there's also the cultural thing. This is a French studio. We don't know how they comport themselves over there.
That's the other thing. It's like we're talking about a country where nudity is okay, right? Yep. Full frontal nudity is fine. So are these people as antsy about seeing something like that? And what perspective are we seeing this from? Are we just seeing this from a perspective where from a person who isn't, French? Are we seeing it from that person's perspective? Because if it was an American person over there posting porn on the wall or something like that, as a joke, is a little bit crazy.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I
again,
mean?
this was a mass email to everybody, and it's apparently been going on. So we have to assume it was the people at Quantic Dream themselves doing this. Understand?
Mhm.
And again, we don't know otherwise, so we have to also assume that it's Quantic Dream employees getting upset.
Yeah.
But again, the thing that sticks with me, even though everything we said here was actually correct, I kind of don't like. This is gonna sound stupid. The witch hunt against the studio now and Detroit, especially. You know for a fact that game's not gonna get reviewed fairly now. All this shit that's happening now that has nothing to do with the game is going to be talked about in these fucking reviews. Watch that shit happen. I find that fucked up because for all intents and purposes, from at least even what I played, it's a fantastic game. Now it's going to have all this shit on top of the shit it already had on top of it.
Man, that will piss me off because of all the shit that happened with Mass Effect Andromeda and BioWare. Like that dude said some hateful fucking shit to the public from the accounts, or be like while representing the company. Like if you compare that to this weird situation, which again is like it's just jackassery. And that's probably the reason HR didn't do anything about it. It's like it's just jackassery. We're not really going to try and change the dynamic of the whole creative team because you feel a little uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
That depends. Also, sometimes the person that's doing it is higher up. There's not much that can happen, even from HR. They may say, "Hey, so and so complained and stuff," but it's like if that's a high level employee, someone's like an art director or something, what can you do?
Yeah, it's a good point because we don't know who started this shit.
Yeah, I think we need more information. I've been talking out of my ass a lot, but I think we really need more information, specifically like who was involved, like just how many people are involved. Is the person complaining being forced into involvement, or is this something that's just happening between other people in the company? Why did HR decide not to do something? Like, there's a lot of questions there to be answered, but I don't think you can just jump to any conclusions.
Yeah, it's just really muddy. Again, and where I'm coming at it from is like, fuck, now all this shit is going to be on Detroit. That's what pisses me off.
The thing is that I do hope that it doesn't affect the game. I feel like in this situation, it's another situation where it's almost there's no investigation as to the validity of these claims. It's just a bunch of people wanting to perform a witch hunt based solely upon hearsay.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. Because nowadays you could just make an accusation and that's enough.
You can make an accusation on somebody. There are pros, which is a lot of the things that we found out about the Weinstein asshole, which obviously a lot of people already knew about him. But then there's also the other side. There's another. I would also feel like there's another side. There's also a side where people could probably specifically not like a person and create create a fantasy to try to destroy them, which is that's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's not 100% on either direction.
Yeah,
because
that's where we are right now, though.
It's like, here's the thing: like everybody gets angry at their boss, right? But the thing is that there are points where you can. Some people just take that to heart and want to destroy them, or some people just get over it.
Well, they just want money. That's
or
all.
they just want money.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
I don't.
Well, and
I would like to know a little bit more about the situation. If these things are true, if these emails are even real.
I want to point out while we're on this subject that the reason, and I think I can speak for everybody here, but if I'm wrong, somebody please let me know. The reason that it's so important that you diagnose these things properly is because when you have the actual Harvey Weinsteins, that's important. When you whittle it down, or water it down rather, with a bunch of, Me Too, very flimsy accusations, it starts to water down the whole Harvey Weinstein thing. And so the problem then becomes, if you just genuinely, and this is, I know we're kind of crossing a threshold by even asking questions, and you run into the realm of victim blaming. But
Yeah.
the important part here to remember is that it's not victim blaming. It's trying to separate truth from fiction, because there are true victims out there, and they need real attention. And if you aren't actually a victim, but you cry wolf, you are eroding both the tragedy and the agency of the actual victim standing next to you. You are being monstrous to somebody who has already had monstrous things done to them in life. And that right there is the true depths of depravity, in my opinion. So it's very important that you look at all of these things with a critical eye, so that you can separate truth from half-truth, and so that the real victims get the attention they need.
So like what happened with Aziz with that date? Did you hear about that date?
Yeah, we're not gonna into that, but just
that's exactly what he's saying. It's like you had a bad date, nothing bad happened. You said stop, he stopped, and that's it.
Yeah, just to put a finer point on what Brett said, not to cut you off, Adam. For every Harvey Weinstein, which is already confirmed as a real thing, right? You have cases like Aziz Ansari and Stan Lee, which rewrote all that shit. Adam said it right. We're not going to get into it, but you had a bad date. But since you had a bad date, you're trying to destroy this man's career behind anonymity, which is really fucked up.
Yeah, we're not dismissing victims. We're trying to defend them, and I think the topic could be brought up in the way that we're doing it, or the way that people do it. But I think a lot of people are a firm believer of part of the way that you protect victims is that you don't let their message be eroded or normalized to the point where their cries are no longer heard, because that would be the most tragic circumstance of all.
And it could happen, because now you have all these bogus things, but we're not going to get into that. But we'll see what happens with Detroit when that drops. I believe it's in the early part of the year. All right, let's move on to the next topic, and a little bit of a lighter one, but we had to talk about this because it's something we talked about, because Phil Spencer got promoted a while back, right? And we were wondering, hey, who's going to fill this man's position? Well, we actually have a guy now.
Major Nelson.
Yeah, no, it's not Major Nelson. The guy who runs Minecraft, apparently, he's going to be taking over.
Not the
creator,
not the
guy who took over Mojang, right?
Yeah. By the way, part of the reason I want to do this story is because I like this guy's name, Matt Booty.
Matt Booty.
Yeah, I'm reading this off of VentureBeat. They go, Microsoft has promoted Matt Booty, a leader in the Microsoft games business, as corporate vice president of Microsoft Studios, making him one of the top game executives, reporting to his boss, Phil Spencer, executive vice president for Microsoft Games. So he is going to do what Phil Spencer used to do. So I'm wondering, are we going to see my man at the E3 conferences now? That's interesting.
We might get some booty.
See, this is why I want to talk about this. This is why it's like it writes itself.
I'm offended for those comments now, and you're making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's right, man. You're gonna.
I'm gonna submit a. Submit an email to HR.
Yeah, no. What Adam's going to do, he's just going to go straight to the press. He's not going to go to the authorities. He's just straight to the press.
I just typed it out on Reddit right now. Here we go. Tell the world.
So yeah, there's not really much more to say about this. It's like, hey, now that position has been filled.
I was to be honest, I was under the impression that he was going to be doing both. But that's cool that they moved this booty guy from the Minecraft. Which, granted, that guy was installed there because the Mojang no longer had what's his face anymore.
Notch, right? Everybody hates Notch too, apparently.
Everybody hates Notch. What's up with him now?
Oh, dude just says whatever he wants. Yeah, he has so much money.
He's richer than he's richer than anything out right now. He only needed to make one fucking idea, and that's it. So you know what? He has the ability to say whatever he wants.
Yeah, and that's exactly. He says a lot of shit. Like, he pulls no punches about how he feels about like sensitivity in gaming and political correctness. He's just like, fuck it, I'm rich, y'all can go suck my dick, this is how I feel. It's kind of hilarious.
It's not going to affect his career because he continuously makes money.
He retired. He just has money now.
Yeah, he's enough money for the rest of his life.
But no, they hate him though, because he speaks his mind and he doesn't really kowtow to these people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
but
he can do that because his career
he has
doesn't
money.
even
He has money. You know,
his career doesn't even hedge on it at all.
Yeah. So yeah, again, not really much more to say about this. Congratulations to Mr. Booty. You know, I'm again.
What's
I'm
it
one.
spelled?
Yeah.
It's not spelled with 2 T's, is it?
Yes, it's spelled the way you would write it. Booty. Booty.
Wow. Where did you get a name like that?
Hey,
I mean, was it a little? Who were his ancestors? A bunch of pirates?
It's a common name, actually.
Yeah, because the other way that we say it is Booty.
This is the way he says it. The
No,
way
he
he says
says
it.
2 T's.
I'm pretty sure it's a British thing. I mean,
I'm
Brian,
pretty
can
sure
you-
the word booty doesn't have the same context that it, back in the day that it does now. You know.
Pirate
man.
booty?
Sir Mix-a-Lot just came into the scene in the 90s.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Well, no, but booty existed as for gold. Pirate booty.
Yeah. So maybe he was rich back. His ancestor was rich. You know.
I was saying, were his ancestors a bunch of pirates? It's like, ha, we are the Booty clan. You know.
Booty's also for shoes, like booty.
Yeah. So
I wear my
yeah.
booties on my feet as I bring my booty with me.
Hey, Brian, is that a common name over in England? Booty?
Not that I don't know of. Again, I'm trying to think. It's not a name I've heard anytime soon, but E3 is going to be so much fun now.
Yeah, I hope he's presenting.
Please welcome the so-and-so of Microsoft, Mr. Mr. Blah 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 Booty. Like, oh, the whole crowd's going to laugh so hard.
Oh, he has to come on. He has to embrace this. He's going to be on the world stage now. People are going to be making booty jokes all over the place.
Booty
He has to embrace it.
Oh God, that's hilarious. But the thing is, he's had to deal with it his entire life.
Yeah.
He did.
Tell
But
me
now
he's a
it's gonna
bigger guy.
it's gonna be on a larger level. Like it's on the level of where you're gonna probably see it on a Microsoft.
I love booty.
So is
it's in green. Come on.
Is he a heavy set guy?
No, he's a normal looking guy. He's not. He's not.
Damn it!
Yeah, no, he's a normal looking dude.
No, he doesn't look like a stereotype. He doesn't look like the guy that you would think that would
He
be
looks
called
like
booty.
he looks like a TV dad. You know,
He does kind of look like a
like he wears the sweater outside the shirt. You know, the collar popping out. Yeah, he looks like a TV dad from the 80s. Interesting.
So essentially, he has the wardrobe of what's his face from Full House.
Yeah, no, not him.
The dad, right?
Yeah. Bob Saget, right?
Bob Saget. He has Bob Saget's wardrobe.
Or what's his face? The guy from I think it's Who's the Boss, right? The dad of that one. Yeah.
Tony Danza or
No, not Tony Danza, the old guy.
Who's the boss?
Am I thinking about the right show?
Yeah, you're thinking about the wrong show.
Okay,
'Cause
probably.
Tony Danza was Who's the Boss?
No, I know Tony Danza, but he was the young guy on that show, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't.
No,
he was the father.
The
Okay.
cleaner. No, he wasn't even father. Well, he was father girl, but he was the maid.
Yeah, who am I thinking about? Oh well, anyway.
You're thinking about man.
Thinking
The guy
about Punky
who's-
Brewster because
No,
Punky
no,
Brewster's
no.
Not
dad
Punky
had-
Brewster. There's another
Yeah,
one of
Punky.
those
guy who was
shows.
married to the girl from X-Men.
No, that's
Who
Full
doesn't
House.
age.
That's Full House.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. I'm not talking about Full House.
Uncle
Anyway,
Jesse,
yeah.
Uncle Jesse only wore like leather
Uncle
jackets.
Jesse. There you go.
And the guy hosts a bunch of shit too. Anyway, he's still alive. Yeah, so congratulations to Mr. Booty. We're 12 years old on this show, man. I swear.
Oh, come on, guys! Xbox guys, you gotta
Yeah,
see it.
man, yo, what are we gonna do next? Buy the Labo things?
Yeah, the Labo and shit. Damn, I'm trying to remember the name of this dude. Anyway, I'll get to it later. Okay, I forgot to say this at the top of the show while we were talking about YouTube. One of the things we're gonna do as a little bit of a change up, just to pretty much ensure that we hit that mark of 4,000 hours, is we're gonna do more game streams, right? And also, and I'm gonna try my best to do this because I could easily end this show right now because we are done. Make sure the shows are at least 2 hours. So we're going to keep going for another half an hour here.
right.
With my favorite filler material. What have you been playing lately? And after that, I'm going to tell you guys the crazy lobster story. Oh my God, your boy Gates stepped in it again, man, on Twitter.
And you didn't even mean it.
I didn't. Oh my fucking God. I'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, Manny, have you been playing any games?
I've actually been playing Okami, which is fun. There's a weird thing that effect that Okami has on me. It's all the collecting and all kinds of opening up the world. I can definitely spend hours and hours playing that game. I totally destroyed the original version, and it's nice to kind of come back and play it again. Looking, about as good as it did as I remembered it looking. So it's a good game, and if you haven't played it, you should play it.
Nice. And I'm guessing that's the only one, right?
That's the only one right now. I did see that there was some betas released, and I hadn't just had anything. I've just been kind of this week. It's weird. This week I haven't had. I'm waiting for some more pages to be done by the artist on Emery Wars, so I kind of have time. So Marvel's not asking me for anything. They're not asking for me for anything. So I'm just getting some charity work done, and then and that's pretty much I've been fooling my time. That and just playing Okami when I can.
Nice. All right, Chris, what about you?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I just beat Not a Hero in professional mode. That shit was hard, man. So now I'm trying to beat End of Zoe on Joe Must Die mode right now, and then I'm done with that game. Yo, that shit is hard, man. They got sadistic. Like this isn't like Dark Souls hard or anything where you have to think about a fight. This is like, how cheap can we get? Okay, put 50 mines in this guy's bathroom, so when he takes a piss, he blows up. Like, it's like that sadistic.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to get through now. And then after that, I got so going in the backlog, I kind of ignored it. I got to play Mario. So I got Mario Odyssey next on the thing to play.
Sweet.
For some reason I have no interest in actual Resident Evil, the Resident Evil 7, but I do want to play the End of Zoe. Just to the plain fact of that dude just punching shit.
It's funny. Like, he literally like punches these zombies, does combos on them, and they go down. Like, he's that strong.
He's like
It makes no sense.
He's old Chris Redfield strong.
Yeah. Well, Chris Redfield has a move he can counter. So if he parries the zombies, like if you block at the right time, he'll parry them, and he's one punch man. Anything, one punch, boom, he explodes it.
Yeah. By the way, the show I was thinking about was Growing Pains, and the guy I was thinking about was my man Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Booty is an Alan Thicke looking motherfucker. You know.
Booty.
Yeah. Sonny Rivers like, you got lobstered again. No, only happened to me once, bro. Oh my, Carlos, get in here, man. What you been playing besides the usual?
Yeah, besides the usual, not much. The only thing I got to play just one match of was the DBZ the DB Fighters demo or open beta. Man, I got my ass kicked, man.
Yeah, these dudes don't play online, man. They'll kill you, son.
Yeah, well, it was my first game too, so I don't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't do a tutorial or anything. I just went. I'm like, I'm just gonna play a match. I wanted to play a match. I'm like, I chose Goku, Vegeta, and Beerus, and man, I had to do it, man. Once like a noob to a particular fighting game, you had to like freaking mash those buttons, man. I'm like, I'm just fucking gonna mash everything because I got desperate. I didn't even know how to switch characters.
Oh shit! Oh man, my man got bodied.
Yeah, man. Can't wait to play it when it comes out, though. I might try the beta. I don't know if is it still open, by the way? I don't even know.
I thought it was still open.
They're gonna have another one, I believe, because the first one was fucked up.
Okay. Yeah, so I might try that again. But if not, I'll just play when it comes out. And other than that, that's it. Actually,
Nice.
I haven't been playing anything recently other than the obvious.
Heroes of the Storm.
He's to this house of bones.
All right, Brian, what about you, man?
I'm still playing Need for Speed Payback. Still somewhat enjoying the game. I've noticed that there's actually quite a few issues like later on. Like for example, the drag mode and the drift mode or the gameplay events, they seem rather stuffed in because they don't seem to really affect things. Because like in the story missions, right? Like you tend to play like one of the three characters, but you always play like the same three car classes, which is enforcer, no, enforcer, dirt, and racer, but never drift or drag. So hence those like car classes are just useless because like you don't use them in the story, you just use them just to get through the story. So it kind of feels like filler. So I'm kind of confused. And then just the other night, I realized that Need for Speed Payback is pretty much the crew. Like, I've gone through and I've been thinking about it. It's like, okay, you have cars. Cars have classes. These cars in these classes, you race them, they level up to get higher levels. There's like open world events where you get like rating, you get rated of stars based on how well you do. Some of them are like race through like point A to point B as fast as possible. On the speed cameras, it's like this is this is the crew, but just a really bad version of it. So I think EA just copied over the crew and then that's it.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, man. To be honest.
But I am going to go for the platinum. So Tony, if you want to like grind through like those MP trophies, let me know.
All right,
And we can go
yeah,
together.
I got to get back to it, but yeah, I'll let you know for sure.
And also,
yes,
since I have you here, Tony, and I've been meaning to ask you this for a long time, what do you think of Burnout Paradise HD remastered?
Oh, the rumor, right? You know, it's one of those things I'm not entertaining. I hope it's true, though, even though your boy already got the platinum in that bitch. But that would be nice because I still say that's like one of the most underrated racing games that came out in the last 10 years, you know? So I would love that shit. You know, because it's funny because that game.
Underrated. People loved it.
Nah, man, nobody talks about it like they should, as far as I'm concerned. You know,
Whoa.
I throw
Everybody
up for
talks
Burnout
about
all the time.
it.
Right.
Everybody talks about that game.
yeah, not enough to me. You know, I love that game. Yeah. So Brian,
Burnout was a great game.
Yeah, so yeah, Brian, my answer is yes. I hope it's true. I hope it's true. I'll get back in it because that game inspired a lot of games that came out afterwards, you know, but they never pay homage to the original, you know. So yeah, it'll be dope.
I have a feeling the reason why there hasn't been a new Burnout game is because they haven't been able to throw a shitload of microtransactions onto it.
Well, no, what happened
That
is
seems to be-
the thing is those Need for Speeds that Criterion did were effectively Burnout games. They just weren't called Burnout, but you know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. EA just threw the Criterion over to Need for Speed, and that's why we haven't gotten a new Burnout, which is fucked up. You know, come on, man. Most wanted hot pursuit were fucking Burnout. You know.
Yep. And also they've been doing the multiplayer games for Star Wars Battlefront 2. I was like, that was Criterion? Like, yeah. I'm like, what? Really? Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, so it seems like they've been taking from like high points, like where the words like hey, you know what? You just like the multiplayer games. So it seems like EA have like turned them into like visceral games. So I'm kind of scared now because like, oh no, like, these guys need to exist.
Didn't Criterion also do Everything or Nothing? The James Bond game?
Did they?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Brian. Anything else, man?
Warframe as usual.
Yes.
And just getting through that game. But no, yeah, just Need for Speed. Try and get through that platinum and see how that goes.
Cool. All right, Brett. What about you?
I have not been playing a whole lot since I've been on vacation in Maui, which was fucking awesome, except for the being sick part. But when I have been playing, I've been playing GTA and Doomsday Heist. Mostly just because I'm really excited for Red Dead, and the gun that you can unlock in Red Dead pulled me back in. I also downloaded the Monster Hunter beta. I'm really excited to get into that, and definitely picking up Monster Hunter when it comes out. So getting some pregame time in. Gonna unlock some kind of stupid face paint or something and play with some weapons. So what I was and am now currently playing. There you go.
Cool. All right, Adam.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Multiplayer. Dead Rising 4. Burnout, Payback, and Mario Odyssey.
Yo, Adam, you're always playing a bunch of games, man. Mad respect,
That's it.
you know?
I just jump through and then that's it. If I get bored, someone just move to another. Keep going.
Yeah. As for me, I have been playing 2 Capcom games. One that I can talk about, Street Fighter V, and the other one I can't talk about, but I will give you a clue. Brett named it. It's a Capcom game. That's all I'll say about that. But anyway,
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles, right? Hottest. Street Fighter V. This is the fucking game that should have launched 2 years ago, man. This is the complete shit. I've been playing through arcade mode, some of the other modes. I'm like, yes, man. Why? Why didn't you come up with this shit? You know?
Is the story stuff still the same with like those still pictures and everything?
Yeah, you know, like typical Street Fighter endings and stuff for arcade mode. But the story mode is in there, so you go through a whole cinematic thing with that if you want. But again, it's a fully bodied game. So basically, you know,
what else did they add to it? It's got all the DLC and shit, right?
It's got all the DLC. They have some new characters. They got Sakura now. Extra battle mode, which is kind of like a revised tournament mode for online. More galleries, you know, more training modes. Like again, this is the game we should have gotten from the beginning, because the original game played great mechanically. Obviously, no one ever doubted the way the game plays. It's just there was nothing around it. It was just the fucking online mode, and that's it. Now this is a full featured game, which is fantastic. Having a lot of fun with that, you know. So I'll have my review for that on Monday, because some other guys, like, you know, they got the review early, like I did too, and they just pumped out the review the next day. I'm like, I want to dive into this a little deeper, you know. What's going on, Stubby Stan? What's going on, brother? Cicero in the house, you know. Spawn on me in the house, man.
Is he watching on the Mixer? I remember
Yeah,
he was
he's on.
watching us on the Mixer.
That's right. He's on Mixer, man. Shout out to him, Khalif, you know. All those guys, man. Shout out to you guys. Congratulations on all the success, because these guys went on Twitch like just a couple months ago, and they're already like at 1,000 and more subscribers. It's crazy, you know. Very inspirational. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. And next week, yeah, we talked about streaming. Throwdown will be streaming some Monster Hunter. Get ready for that shit, you know. Monster Hunters, and we're gonna be streaming some Dragon Balls as well, you know. And we were asked this in the comments section, Manny.
Yes.
Why aren't we playing the Survive beta?
I don't know. I don't know why we're not playing the Survive beta just before the show, so we should do it.
I think Chris is right. I think tomorrow night we may have to jump into this beta for you guys. Oh my God.
All right. I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to profess all this.
Yeah.
The game does control well, and from what I played, it was fun. So we'll see what we can see.
Yeah. By the way, Stubby Stan, he asked. This is not a question for us. It's really more for Adam. Adam, are you playing Wildlands?
Well, after I got that plat, I went back for the Predator and I played some of that, and then that's it. I mean, I was hyped for the DLC, but if he knows, he probably does know this, the DLC has nothing to do with the world. It's separate. So there's cars and weapons in the DLC, and you're like, oh, that's great, but it's just stuck in the DLC. It doesn't actually cross over into the world, which sucks, because there's monster trucks and stuff like that.
Oh, he said he had a brain fart. He goes Division, so that would be for you and Brian.
Yeah, the Division, damn right. If he wants to jump on and do the Dark Zone, hit me up.
Yeah, there you go. The only thing, I think he's on Xbox though.
Oh, so sad. Sad. No, but either way, man, I only have 2 more trophies in the Dark Zone, and then I'm done with that, and all I have to do is just the collectible stuff. Did everything else. I'm still going for that plat.
Yo, let me tell you guys something real quick, man. Cicero, he was my main drinking buddy at E3 a couple of years ago. On the final night, we went to the Yard House, right? And then Manny and Chris, they went to, I think you guys, I don't know where the hell you guys went. You went someplace. And me and Cicero were like, let's keep drinking, man. So we went to the Marriott and just hung out. It was awesome. Yo, C, we got to get you back at E3, brother. And we got to get Chris back in that bitch, too, you know?
You have to have the reunion.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. We will get in this Metal Gear. It'll be interesting.
It'll be an interesting one, definitely.
Oh, man. Anyway, so again, just to fill up some time, I got to tell you guys this fucking lobster story, son. This is crazy. Okay, so I believe this was on Monday. It took 15 days for your boy to piss off Twitter. So a report came out saying that Switzerland will no longer boil lobsters alive because lobsters feel pain. I'm like, of course they feel pain. Don't you see them writhing around in that fucking water?
They scream. People
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
scream. Like, I thought that was already known, but anyway, so they're outlawing, not outlawing. Yeah, actually they are outlawing. You can't boil them alive anymore, right? So I saw the story, and this is literally what I wrote. I said, "Who cares if they feel pain? They're fucking food." Actually, I didn't even say the fucking. I just said, "Who cares if they feel pain? They're food." I tweeted that out at 3:00. It was basically my tweet with the story, right? 7:00. Yo. They came after your boys, son. These vegans and PETA people, and it wasn't like. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Do you know? Do you want to know why you blew up as well?
Oh no, I'm gonna get to that. So let me walk through it. So I started just getting like I'm not exaggerating, hundreds and hundreds of notifications. People telling me like the nice things that we're saying is you're a shitty human garbage being. The worst things is, what if like it's, you need to be boiled alive. One guy said, if I find you on the street, I'm going to kill you. Like I was getting death threats like crazy over lobsters. Over
you
lobsters.
Can go to any supermarket and go pick them up right now.
So I was getting death threats out the fucking ass. I'm like, okay, and people are like, yo, man, like they need to boil you alive. And some people got crazy, like, oh, well, like I hope a T-Rex comes and eats you. I'm like, I hope that happens too, because that's a great way to die. And then somebody said, oh, when the aliens come to eat you, you're not going to be talking all that shit. Like, yo, but the death threats were insane. So apparently what happened was, because this was one of the top rated stories on Twitter, right? And on Twitter, you can actually look for news and stuff. And what they do is they have the news and accompanied by some tweets, right? Guess whose tweet was there? Mine. So all these motherfuckers came after me, you know? I'm like, this is worse than the Nintendo shit, and this is worse than the Xbox shit, because none of those guys threatened my fucking life. It was fucking insane. Over lobsters, bro, over food. And people are like, oh, you gotta have compassion. I'm like, I'm not gonna have compassion for fucking food. Its sole purpose in life is to be eaten by us. I'm not apologizing for that shit. It's fucking stupid, you know? So I fucking knew you were gonna do it. I knew it. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
No.
I fucking knew it.
No.
Brett, go
I
ahead.
eat the shit out of other animals. I'm just of the mindset of like, hey, if you can make them suffer less during the process, why not?
Who gives a fuck though? It's food. You know?
Doesn't dying hurt? I'm sure it does.
Yeah, like my thing.
Like, so no matter what, it's like, what, you're gonna put him into a nice gas chamber, you know, to make it the humane way. Come on,
coming back.
You're still killing. I mean, here's the thing. The plain and simple, we as human beings have to kill something else, whether it be a plant or an animal, to survive.
Yeah, no. I'm not arguing that point. Like, I'm almost completely the opposite. I'm like, look, death happens. Suffering can be avoided, though, and that's the big thing.
But again, who gives a fuck? It's gonna die anyway. Who gives a shit if it suffers? Who gives a fuck?
I mean, honestly, if you want a practical sense, it tastes better when it's not. Animals taste better when they're not scared. The increase in adrenaline, like good rancher.
And Brett
torture cows.
That is let me get in here. That's a valid argument. If you know, if making it suffer fucks up the taste, don't do it, right? But if it doesn't, who gives a fuck? You know, that's all I'm saying. It's fucking food.
But the thing is, they outlawed the boiling of lobster alive. You're still fucking killing them. Regardless,
and my favorite, because people,
whether they're dying in the pot, being a boiling pot, or they're dying in some other goofy way, they're still dying. It doesn't matter.
You're telling me you wouldn't, if you were gonna get killed, you don't care if it would be a gunshot to the stomach and a slow agonizing death.
Am I gonna be consumed by something?
Am I gonna be eaten after?
Sure, why not?
Come on, man. No, and that's the other thing. These people were like, oh, like what happens when you get hunted? I'm like, we're the fucking apex predator. Nothing fucking hunts us. What are you talking about? And they were saying I was wrong about that. Yeah, that we hunt each other. Nothing hunts us. Like when you wake up, you don't have to worry that some bear's gonna come into your crib and fucking eat you.
Just don't worry about Dahmer coming back.
It is our right. It is our right as the apex predator of the planet to eat whatever the fuck we want. You know, let's just be honest here.
That's the thing you're misunderstanding. Nobody's arguing with you that we can't eat the things that we want. The thing that well, okay, some people are. I think the only valid argument is like, look, we have enough command over nature and our environment, our world, to alleviate at least some of the suffering. Like, if you're gonna kill a cow, like at least do like the bolt action thing where they don't know. Like the best ranchers I know will actually go out to the field and put a bullet in the cow. They'll kind of coo to it for a second, keep it quiet, and then boom, it happens. The animal never knows. It was never in any pain. There's
How
no
do you know it wasn't in pain?
because it killed
It can't fucking tell you.
The brain, man. Like you kill it as quickly as possible.
Who gives a fuck?
Shot in the head and
Okay,
still
again, like,
surviving.
how do we like, you know? But the thing is that nobody's ever said, you know, it's like, okay, you're getting shot in the brain, but that doesn't mean that something didn't feel it. It's just you just severed all the nerves, the certain nerves, but that doesn't mean it didn't feel it.
No. But that's the thing. Like, that's reducing the amount of suffering. Like, if you're going to kill me, I would rather you just put a bullet through my fucking brain than boil me alive. Because boiling me alive is going to hurt like
you're not food. You're not livestock, man. There's a difference. That's the thing.
No,
like,
listen,
we were food at one point. Like, you
but we're
can't
not now.
biological.
We're not now. We're not food now. Everything's food to us now. There's a difference now.
The problem with this whole situation is it's still something dying for us to live, right? So there's going to be some sort of horror and thing, but the moment we stop, we don't think about these sort of things, you know, not don't think about these things. The moment we try to separate ourselves from that, that's, I think, even worse. You know, we go to the store and you see, you know, most stores, and you just see a pile of meat and that's food. No, that actually came from a cow. And I think if everybody came to that sort of realization, I think we would have.
Manny, that's a great segue, because here's the thing. And by the way, I got accused of this being a straw man argument, even though it isn't. It's just a fucking fact. When I was growing up, right, in Dominican Republic, we would buy chicken to eat, right? But it wouldn't be like the store where it's all nice in the package. You buy a live chicken, right?
You can still do that.
We would bring it home, right? You know what I would do as a kid? I knew what was going to happen to that thing at the end of the day. I would play with it and shit, but at the end of the night, I knew exactly what was going to happen. My mom would take the chicken, grab it by the head, and swing it around until its neck cracked, right? And when we went to the butcher, we wanted meat. What will we see? Big-ass dead cows. So I was already used to that shit. I'm like, okay, animals are food for us. I understood that, but you're right. Manny says there's that separation now, which is true. We're never actually,
with the exception of, I mean, farm life, you're never actually confronted with the thing that you're actually killing to eat.
Well, dude, even there are people like I understand that shit, but like, let me ask you this: if you can kill an animal without it suffering for about the same amount of effort you can make to just let it suffer, like fucking skin it alive and hang it upside down, like, why not just do the slightly more humane thing and just put it out of its misery if you're going to kill it? Like, you don't need to torture and kill it. That just seems unnecessary.
I hear with lobster, they're actually better when they're eaten close to when they were alive.
Yeah, and Brett, my answer to you is, who cares? They're fucking animals for us to eat. It doesn't fucking matter. That's what I have to say about that. You know, I don't give a shit if it suffers or it doesn't. If the suffering makes it taste bad, then I'm with you. If it doesn't,
everything is food to something.
Yeah, everything is food to us. You know, that's what I'm saying.
We're food to certain things.
Well, no, we're not. Nothing actively eats us, Brad. What are you gonna be eating by some tomorrow? Come on, man.
Are you telling me that you could go out and kill a bull? You telling me that?
Why would I go kill a bull unless somebody else handle that shit so I could eat it?
Get some bull balls.
You know?
You ever had bull balls?
Come on, man.
And maybe that's the difference I have. Like, look, if you want to go out into the woods Rambo style and fucking stab a deer in the chest, like, yeah, don't, like, you just worry about killing that fucking animal and getting your fucking food and not dying. That's some hardcore shit right there. But for the rest of us who are just fucking sitting here and letting the other people do the dirty work, I just kind of feel like, look, man, can you just like kill him before you skin him? Because it's a small kindness. We're already eating him anyway.
Kindness to food. Who cares, man? It's fucking food, you know. But I guess we're not gonna agree on this shit, you know.
It's no heart though. Like, I mean, you've had a pet before, right?
We don't eat fucking pets, man. Not in the
Around
West.
the world, somebody fucking does,
Yeah,
man.
in the world, not in the West. We don't eat fucking dogs
And
regularly.
also, let me also add the animals that are the ones that we do consider pets that are eaten as food are specifically raised for food.
Yeah, I'm not arguing. They don't
go to the pet store and say, "Hey, that dog looks great." No, that dog was actually bred to be the food dog.
Poodle.
Yeah, but that's the same thing I'm saying. Like, yeah, certain animals, and I think lobster, like, okay, that one's a little far because it's got a fucking crustacean's brain. But like, especially like mammals, like, yeah, there are things that feel pain, there are things that feel emotion, there are things that are really smart. We eat them, and that sucks for them, but we're still gonna eat them. But like, man, you don't have to make them suffer. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even saying lobsters necessarily fit in that category.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying I don't give a fuck. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, to be honest, I think like when you think of like roaches and all kinds of other really horrible bugs, nobody really thinks about that sort of thing either. You step on it, it's like, oh, did it feel that?
You don't think twice. You kill that motherfucker, and that's it.
Yeah. I stopped caring around that point.
They're kind of like sea bugs.
I agree. There's some animals are so base that they're almost reactionary, and like, yeah, so they've judged that a lobster's brain is able to feel external pain stimulus. That doesn't necessarily mean it could register. I'm not going to talk about alien fucking rights or anything like animal fucking rights or anything like that, but.
Hold on. My man Stubby Stan said Rottweiler ribs.
Rottweiler ribs. Here's the thing. Like, I would think, especially if I would think people would probably think twice if you threw the lobster inside of the thing, right? And it literally screamed bloody murder like a fucking rabbit or something like that.
It does. And you see that shit and you're like, oh man, that's fucking brutal. Like, yeah, no, I'll agree with that. Like, I'm not going to tell people how to eat lobsters because they got fucking bug brains.
That thing's a sea bug. Let that shit suffer. That thing looks fucking disgusting.
Yeah, like if it was like, I feel like if it was like literally like, oh my god.
To a certain extent, that extends to chickens because they are so dumb. I'm pretty sure they have no idea what the fuck is going on 90% of the time. But even with chickens, a lot of times, like, yeah, they'll snap the neck or they'll cut the head off. Like, they'll do it quick. It's not like you just kick a chicken into a wall until it's dead for funsies. Like,
no, it took my mom about a good 2 minutes to actually kill those fucking things, man. By the way, I tried to do it, but I was a little kid. I didn't have the arm power to do that shit.
The hand strength.
Yeah. Although one time, when I was on my grandfather's farm, he did like lend me his rifle and shit, and I was just shooting around. I shot just randomly, and something dropped on the ground. It was a little black bird. You know what we did? We ate that motherfucker. That shit was good too. Yeah, because my reasoning was, I'm like, fuck, I killed the thing. I'm gonna eat it.
Anything you can kill, you're totally welcome to eat. Like, and please don't get me wrong, people. I'm not a vegan or a fucking. And I absolutely fucking hate PETA. I'm just one of those people that's of the mindset of like, man, if you can avoid suffering, go ahead. Like, don't go out here. Not like one of those like, I need to watch where I'm stepping because there's an ant colony here. Like, I'm not a fucking Buddhist monk. I'm just saying, if you're gonna kill a cow and then eat the shit out of it, at least try and be like, all right, it's all like if you hit a deer and it's just gonna be like, well, that thing's gonna fucking die. Like, put a bullet in its head, end its suffering. There's no reason not to.
I just imagine like Brett coming up to like a cow, like whispering like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, and then slicing its fucking throat, Rambo style. No,
that gives it a chance to be scared. Like, what you gotta do is you gotta go up, you gotta pet it, you gotta coo to it, and then blam, bullet to the back of the head, executioner style. And that is how you get the best meat.
People do not like the taste of adrenaline in your blood.
Yeah, what's going on, Callow? He goes, y'all still on? Yeah, damn right we're still on. We're trying to get these minutes, son.
Happy cows is tasty cows.
Yeah, yes, listen, like I said, if scaring the cow fucks up the taste, you better pamper that motherfucker.
Well, that's why Kobe beef is the best.
Kobe.
Kobe.
Oh man, so basically, and I do want to take this opportunity to quickly apologize to some of my followers on Twitter because of all this shittiness that was going on, I had to superly set all my privacy shit. So I can only see tweets from people I follow or who follow me, right? So I haven't been able to see a lot of shit. I'm gonna reinstate it on Monday probably because these PETA people are fucking nuts. Yo, like I got so many death threats, it was ridiculous. And you know me, I got thick skin, so it didn't bother me. But I'm just the fact that people were like, yo, if I find you, I'm gonna fucking kill you, man.
Yeah, there was
really.
one.
PETA is the Mother Teresa of animal organizations.
They're literally. I mean, the thing is that like also the other thing is like some person's like saying you're ugly or something.
Oh yeah, the personal
like the
shit.
Argument, like the art, like they like it's not even trying to argue with a point. It's just like a picture. It's like, oh yeah, with that sort of face, I would want to die or some shit like that.
I want to boil that motherfucker.
I want to boil this motherfucker. I'm like, wow, all right.
Oh yeah, no, that's the other thing. The cannibals coming out like I'm gonna boil you and eat you, motherfucker. I'm like, like, and the thing is, like, all the shit that's being said publicly, I'm like, you guys are incriminating yourselves. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, theoretically, you could, if you wanted to, you could literally report every single one of those motherfuckers for harassment. The same shit that she who shall not be named used.
You know, I could have easily done that, but you know what? Those people are as worthy as lobsters to me, so they mean nothing. You know. Oh, by the way, and the ironic part about all this shit, I can't eat lobster because I'm allergic to them.
yeah. That's
I can't even eat these fucking things, you know? These people were so horrified. Like, oh, that's why you're so fat because you eat so many lobsters. I can't eat lobsters. It causes me to do the thing you want me to do. It causes me to die.
You know what I'm going to do to you, Tony? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to humanely kill this lobster and make you eat it.
So, and then that's the other thing, just to end this off, I'm like, I find it funny that the life of a fucking lobster is more important than the life of a human being. Really? But you got to get your priorities straight, man. Fucking PETA, vegans, all these crazy people, man. I swear. You know, eat fucking meat, all right? Eat meat. It's good for you. That's the reason we have these big-ass brains, because we ate meat. We didn't just eat fucking vegetables all day, you know? Anyway, that's me pontificating. I want to thank you guys for checking out the show and stuff. Again, we're going to have more streams for y'all, man. So get ready. Manny, get ready, man. Survive.
Well, I don't even know what voice to do with this because there's nobody in this.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'll just do like, yes, I'm taking it back.
Oh, man. All right. Shout out to everybody in the comment section and all that. So thank you for watching and listening. Subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Mixer, Twitter, and Facebook at Throwdown Show. Links are located in the description below. Once again, I was your lobster-hating host, Tony Polanco. And tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
I'll see you later, guys.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Laters, people.
Brian Manjoma.
Stay classy.
Brett Murdoch.
Y'all thought I was going to be done talking about Dark Souls, and here they are remastering a Dark Souls. Praise the sun, here comes the dawn, bitch.
And Adam Vale.
Remember tomorrow night, Friday Night WrestleCast for you wrestling fans. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of shit happens.
Yay. All right, man. We'll see y'all on Sunday, man. Later.
Peace.
Deuces.
Laters.